What's up, guys? Welcome to another ranked quick match replay. Had an Empire build I wanted to show you guys. And today we are versus Tzeentch. Uh, Tzeentch, a very powerful faction right now. The recent DLC, I know, has them pretty buffed up. They're very meta right now. And we're just going to go ahead and pause this real quick. Today, the build I was going for was a Lord Snipe type of build. Um, totally focusing on trying to take out the enemy Lord, which is never a bad idea, but you always have to build with what you want to do in mind, what your objective is. You want to overwhelm with an army, you want to have a very mobile army, you want to Lord Snipe, or you want to use magic to take out blobs of infantry. So a lot of different ways you can build. Empire has a lot of different tools, so I thought they'd be a pretty good example for what I wanted to do here today. So taking a look at my enemy, we'll take a look at the builds here as always. He has as his lord Sartorial the Everwatcher. I'm not sure what lord this is or what all his abilities are, but I don't think he's a mage. He probably has a couple abilities and is mostly a little bit of a fighter, wizard hybrid. Over here, his Lord of Change, this would be like his mage type unit. He is running with, oh, sorry there, Blue Fire of Tzeentch and Pink Fire of Tzeentch, pretty standard for Tzeentch players. Missile units to hit the Lord, and Pink Fire to take out blobs of infantry and whatnot. In the back line, he has Pink Horrors of Tzeentch, a tier 2, pretty strong missile unit. All of Tzeentch's missile units have magic missiles, so they apply fire damage and magical damage, which actually ignores armor. So these guys don't give a F if you're armored or not. They're gonna hit you. Over here we have some Marauders of Tzeentch, basically some chaff units, and in the middle actually three Flamers of Tzeentch, which are actually a high tier missile unit as well with pretty short range, but once you're in range, their missiles a missile strength of 316 with warp flame, which gives them weakness to fire damage, and minus 10 armor, plus armor piercing, fire, magic, all that stuff. So these guys hurt when they hit you. Over here, blue horrors of Tzeentch, basically a lesser unit of the pink horrors, but still can shoot and still can do quite a bit of damage. And over here, as some more infantry on the side, we have some Forsaken of Tzeentch. For my build over here, we have a front line of Halberdiers. These guys are pretty good for 550 gold. They provide anti-large and armor piercing and have quite a high defense rating, melee defense of 43 for such a low tier unit. They are actually a tier 2 unit, but for the cost, they have the cost of basically a level 1 tier unit, so they're pretty good. Got 4 of those across the front line. I also have war wagons. If you're playing Empire, war wagons are pretty standard unit to take. They're armor piercing, missile strength 335, lots of ammunition, pretty tough with 90 armor, and can fire while moving. So you keep them on the move, keep them firing at valuable targets, and they'll usually do work for you. In the mid to back line, we have archers. I took a whole crap load of just cheap, non-armor piercing archers just to help out the infantry in the front. We've got 4 of those guys, and I actually have a special Regiment of Renown unit of Deathjack archers. These guys here are pretty cool. They have the snipe ability, which makes them invisible when they're firing. So they actually can't be seen right now, and they can't be seen when they're firing unless the enemy gets close enough to see them. So pretty cool little unit, just threw them in there. Now, for the main part of my build, I have my Lord, Marcus WULFHART, and a wizard, an Amethyst wizard, on his steed just for mobility so he can get around the battlefield quick. And I only took Spirit Leech. This guy's only job is to put overcast Spirit Leeches on the enemy Lord over and over again, which is just direct damage, just to drain their health. And it's only for single combatants, so it's just for the enemy Lord, so that is his job. Marcus over here, He is a archer, anti-large huntsman type unit with his bow there. He has a couple abilities. He has hunter snare, which enemies within a certain amount of radius around him, 35 meters, he can keep them from moving, which is can be handy if you're trying to get away or hold them in position. Two different types of magical missiles, both pretty strong, both pretty long range, and he can also fire while moving. And I believe, does he have the snipe ability? I'm not sure if he has. I don't think he has the snipe ability, but he can fire while moving, so he's still pretty handy. And to top it all off, I have two Hellstorm rocket batteries just to soften up whatever I can. Hopefully get those on some valuable units and start taking them out. So without further ado, let's get the game started. So right away the rockets open up as soon as the enemy army becomes visible. War wagons head on out to soften up the front line and do what they can. Rockets targeted onto the Flamers of Tzeentch right now. They're quite a valuable unit, and by the time they get in range, I don't want those to get in range of my units if I can help it. So we want to do as much damage to these guys as we can. Rockets kind of not super accurate, but doing a good job spreading out the damage, kind of hitting everything a little bit here. So not bad rocket barrage. These Flamers of Tzeentch, these guys here, they just did a volley on my war wagons, just one of them, and they absolutely decimated them. These war wagons are in full retreat. They don't want to take another hit like that. I throw a Spirit Leech down on his Lord of Change mage. That was a bit of a miscast. I missed. I meant to hit his Lord there, but it's okay. It takes his barrier off. He goes right for my rockets and takes them out while support closes in to help here. Meanwhile, his Lord over here goes for the other rocket diving in. He takes a lot of damage doing it. He's right in front of all my archers and the huntsman who's shooting. Actually, the huntsman's shooting at the Lord of Change, but the war wagons come in for a little extra support, and he's taking a beating. He's going to want to be careful. Now, as his range gets in range of my front line, you can see the blue fire coming in here, just cooking my halberdiers. They're not liking that at all. These ones pretty shredded down from all the ranged attacks, trying to hold the front line here, but they're getting shredded pretty good. Trying to get this Lord of Change off these archers. We save the archers, but we can't save the Hellstorm rocket battery. That gets taken out. Halberdiers chase them off. Archers give him a few shots to send him on his way. And this side is fairly secure for now. We're going to move those on to the next target here. My Lord down here firing away. I believe he's firing at the enemy Lord. That's what he's supposed to be firing at. And being a small unit type and kind of on this hill a little bit, he's very hard to hit. And they are actually pummeling my Amethyst Wizard, trying to get him off the map. He actually routes. He takes so much damage. Not before getting off another Spirit Leech, though, which drains the enemy Lord quite low. He's going to keep him back. He's got to be careful. Have both his Lord and his mage quite low. So he's hanging back for now. That's giving me a little breathing room to take care of some of these other units. On the flanks, we have war wagons doing their thing, still riding around, shooting at these marauders, basically just keeping them busy. Not really the target they want. We should be back here on some of these more valuable units, or possibly on his Lord, which would be really nice. But we also have to be careful because these are big targets and they take a lot of damage from Tzeentch's range. Now we have the great swords trying to make their way in there. They're a little bit more elite infantry, but they have no shield, and they are just straight up taking all that damage. So those brave fellas, they're trying to get over there, but it's not looking good. On the other side of the battlefield, archers are firing back at these pink horrors of Tzeentch. They're no longer just firing for free. The great swords, they're trying to get on basically any target. They're a little shell-shocked. They sit here for a minute just contemplating what the hell they're doing here, and while they figure things out, pink horrors of Tzeentch seem to switch targets here. Going for my Lord, but he's on a little bit of a hill, and he's such a small target it's hard for them to hit, so they can go ahead and shoot at him. He shoots at the Lord of the Change. We get another Spirit Leech on his Lord here, and that pretty well finishes him off. He tries to land in some archers, but the Deathjack archers are not going to let him get away. They take him down, do a good job there. Halberdiers in the back line, putting a pummeling on this Lord of Change here. These are anti-large, so he doesn't like landing in these. Plus, with archer support, that's not a good spot to land. On the other side, good job with his Chaos Chariots of Tzeentch here, smashing into those archers, making them rout. That was a good rout by the Chariots. My Amethyst Wizard's got to look out here. He's kind of just watching. He's not really paying much attention there. A few units start to rally back. We've got a couple war wagons left. They're shooting at these guys here, trying to get them low, these flamers of Tzeentch. At least it's keeping them off to the side right now, so they're not hitting any big blobs, but they'll still have to be dealt with at some point. Back here towards the middle, these great swords finally figure out what they need to do and run towards these pink horrors to try to start chopping them. These guys in melee will wreck these pink horrors, but the pink horrors are very wisely running back and letting these guys just get pummeled by some more ranged support. And I'm assuming these guys here in a minute are going to turn around and start firing back in on the rest of my army. Archers, still a few fairly healthy archers here. We have quite a bit of range that we need to start shooting back and getting onto his, but just so many targets and so much defense going on, and he did a good job disrupting the back line. So targets finally get a good volley off on these pink horrors. They're getting close to crumbling. They'll soon be off the battlefield. Now, he seems to have cleaned up my flanks and his back line himself with his flamers of Tzeentch here. They're going to come back in and join the battle, and they are just going to start roasting whatever they target. Got to be really careful with those guys. I bring Marcus WULFHART over. He fires some missiles and starts shooting into these guys because they are definitely a big threat right now. One or two volleys just can rout any one of the units I have here right now. So everything we have we're throwing into the fight, trying to get back. Hellstorm rocket batteries just rally and get back online. And I really need them to at least get a volley off on these guys here. While the blue horrors, blue flamers here, they just wreck another archer unit. Not a chance. We do not want to be in range of those guys. Marcus WULFHART, he throws a snare down, stopping these other flamers from moving, at least holding them in place now. One volley from the rockets goes off, and that's good. And without the other guys lowered, the bounce power tips in my favor, and all my units start to rally, and that is just enough to tip it towards the Empire, and we win. But that was a very close game, and that was all completely based around the Lord snipe. Without sniping his Lord and killing his Lord off with that build, I don't think we would have won. That was a very, very close game. I still think it was very close, but we came out with the victory on top. So very close game, very fun. Just to build another example that if you guys ever want to use, you can with Lord sniping and how valuable it could be when a game comes right down to the wire like that. Sniping the Lord was all the difference there. So very fun game. GG's to my opponent, and we will catch you guys on the next one. GG's.